Today, we are doing all things deviled eggs. We are going to show you how to cook the perfect deviled egg, how to peel a deviled egg, make different varieties of deviled eggs, and then we're going to show you how to eat that shit too.
I'll let you clap this time, even though your claps aren't as good as my claps.
Fucking excuse me?
That was a good clap.
I gave the double last time and put a hip with it. You didn't say anything.
I can't see your head. Oh, wow.
Hey y'all, my name is Jenna Fail.
And I'm Chef Robbie Jester, winner of Guys Grocery Games, Beat Bobby Flay, and Pressure Cooker on Netflix. So we're gonna walk all the way through our deviled eggs.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody that's followed me for any amount of time, I'm notoriously bad for peeling an egg.
Yep, so we're gonna go through the secrets, the do's and don'ts of peeling the eggs to make it easy for you. But first, we gotta get them cooked. So if you could give me just about that much water in the bottom of there. So we're gonna start with cold water. Cold water, cold eggs. The reason being is we want these eggs to cook perfectly all the way through. If you start with hot water, the issue is that a lot of times you're gonna have an egg that is cooked on the outside and then not cooked on the inside, or you get what we see that nasty gray rim around the yolk.
Yeah, that green
We're gonna
film.
try and not do that. So,
Do they need to be completely covered?
yeah, so we're gonna add a little bit more water. And then we're gonna turn this on high heat. So we're gonna bring this to a boil. It's probably gonna take, in this size, we're doing 10 eggs. You're only gonna see 6 now. For this size pot or pan, it's probably gonna take it about 10 minutes to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're gonna allow it to boil for 4 minutes. Turn the flame off, put a lid on them, and then basically I allow them to sit until we can handle them. So they're still a little bit warm, but I can actually put my hand in there and grab them. And at this point, you wanna peel them while they're still a little bit warm. So I know a lot of people will shock their eggs with ice water, like this person.
Listen, my
right
entire
here.
process of boiling an egg is totally different than yours.
Yeah, but
You haven't let me down on anything in Fail-Proof Kitchen, so.
But how does your peeling of the egg happen?
Listen, that's not the important part.
so
It's
if
perfectly
it
cooked.
looks like the moon landing on the outside of the egg, then it's perfectly, we're not gonna do that
He's
today.
talking trash.
We're gonna do
We're gonna hash this out.
beautiful, nice, clean eggs. The way we're gonna do that, again, this is still warm. We're gonna bring it over to our sink. We're gonna just take and tap this egg against the edge of the sink like this. And we're gonna kind of move it around so we get it broken on all sides. And then we're gonna run the water and we're gonna peel into the running water. All right, so we finished peeling deviled eggs. We're gonna start with the ugly one.
Okay, Robbie, I know what it feels
You
like.
to go ahead and cut it in half. And then if you could just spoon out the yellow into our bowl there.
Or do you want me to set the whites?
I think you set them right in our
In the
little
dish?
egg plate. Yep.
Found that out at a flea market, Robbie. All right, how many deviled eggs do you eat at Thanksgiving dinner, Robbie?
So oddly enough, unless my wife makes them in our household, I don't eat deviled eggs at parties. I get weirded out by whether people had them cold or kept them cold or transported them. Like, I get weird about time temperature abuse.
Listen.
It's
If I find a deviled egg somewhere, I'm eating it.
hey,
Even if
more
it's
power,
a suspect
more power to
one.
you. Or if they're decorated really well, then I go ham. But for me, it's a touchy subject. So to make our macro-friendly deviled eggs, we're gonna start, go ahead and fork those up. So Jenna is gonna use the fork to just mash our eggs. You could do this in a food processor if you want, but we're gonna go with the more rustic approach here.
Because we don't have a food processor. Just say it, Robbie.
Because we don't have a food processor.
That looks pretty organic, huh?
Yep, so let's go ahead and go in there with some of our Greek yogurt, non-fat Greek yogurt. We're using this as a mayonnaise substitute here. So let's mix a little bit of that in there. A bit of stone ground Dijon mustard.
That stuff is spicy. And this is a base.
And this is a base. So this is just a standard deviled egg flavor. We're gonna do a little bit of cracked pepper. And we're gonna do a little bit of salt. Then we're gonna give them a taste.
I already know what you're gonna say. Robbie's gonna
Yeah.
say, it's good, but it needs more salt.
Difference between a professional chef and a grandma that's just a hell of a cook.
Excuse me? I think that's actually salted perfect.
I think it's perfect.
I take back what I said.
Yep, talked all that shit. So now we're gonna show you how to do a couple different variations. So if you do just one big batch of deviled eggs, that's fine, but you can really break it down and do some variations. So what we wanna do, take a clean spoon and divide our mousse here amongst the 3 bowls. And our first one we're gonna do is kind of a little take on a deviled egg. We're gonna do some everything bagel seasoning and feta cheese. So kind of a breakfasty themed deviled egg, if you will. Go in there with our everything bagel. And then we're gonna save the feta cheese for a topper. The next one, we're gonna do a taco peño. So we're gonna do a little bit of taco seasoning. And then we're gonna do a pickled jalapeno on top. And then for our last one, we're going zesty ranch. This is a spicy ranch powder. Boom. So let's mix them up.
You know what we put on top of our deviled eggs here in the South, Robbie? Paprika.
Paprika.
He's been giving me hell all this time for the way I say paprika. Do you ever beat like this? Is that still
Yeah,
bad?
that's fine. It's just not a knife blade that we've sharpened.
Cut back to that.
Mix them in there, yep. And if the knife's scared, we're not gonna do that.
We'll do what?
We're not gonna knock the knife blade on the side of the bowl. We're gonna just
Okay.
do this.
I have nightmares about that. Scary.
So we're gonna fill our pastry bags here. Now, if you don't have pastry bags, you could use a Ziploc bag and just cut the corner out of it. And you don't need me to tell you, but if you go on Pinterest, on Instagram, and you look up deviled eggs, you'll see a million different varieties of deviled eggs, and you really can use whatever flavor is the best for you. So we're gonna go ahead and press this down into the bottom there. We're gonna cut a little bit. We're gonna nip the tip.
You just will do anything to not use shears, won't you?
Yep.
In my kitchen.
We got our deviled egg plate here. So we're gonna go ahead and pipe in here. We're gonna do every 3rd egg. All right.
Oh wait, we're not even gonna remember which ones are which.
Nope, I got it. So that's the ranch one. Sprinkle a little more ranch on the top here. Go in with a little bit of our macro-friendly ranch on top. Next, you can do, what flavor you got there? The one with the...
Everything.
Everything?
You're making me lose count now. Where
Sprinkle a little more of our everything bagel on top. A couple little crumbles of feta.
my scooping was a little off.
Your scoopage.
Yeah.
You go on with our pickled jalapenos.
You're going 2.
Yeah, go big or go home. So there you have it. We have 3 different varieties of deviled eggs, macro-friendly, made with Greek yogurt instead of mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, and our awesome different toppings here. So I think that I'm gonna try the taco peño.
That was the one I was not gonna do because you scared me with them double.
Oh, come on.
Oh, which one do I want? I'm gonna go ranch. Cheers.
Cheers. You have no idea this doesn't have mayonnaise in it.
This is really, really good. That's actually pretty spicy.
Oh, is
That
it?
kind of caught me off guard, yeah. Really good though, but yeah, yeah, you don't miss the mayonnaise, especially with that ranch that we made on top.
So good. So if you want to see more of Jenna and I eating delicious food and making delicious food, please like, subscribe, comment, send your questions, all that stuff.
Don't forget to ring that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on new episodes of Fail Proof Kitchen.
See you next time.